Okay, so today is only a 20% chance of rain here. I have the day off, so I'm going to work on this, patching this rust hole on this Jeep. I'm hoping that it doesn't rain. I don't think it will, and I'm just going to be working on it outside. Now, before I really get into this, I just want to show you guys that I bought this at Lowe's, right? And I had a problem with it. This comes on the tool, out of the box, and this is what it's kind of telling you to use to put your blades and whatever else, all these other little things on. So this is normally sitting right here on the Dremel, and it sucks. Actually, here, this is it too. This is part of it as well. So this is kind of like where you would put the shafts in and tighten them down so that you could use the Dremel. I had to buy this universal one that's on here right now, this one, and everything just screws into place on this one. So if you're gonna buy this, so this is the one that I bought. If you're gonna buy it, just be aware of that problem. All right, let's start this. Okay, so first what I'm gonna do, so I just plugged it in and ran the wire. First what I'm gonna do is just check if it's actually gonna cut through it. The metal is fairly rotted, it's pretty soft. So the last time I did this, there was like a chipmunk's nest in the rocker, which is where the rust is. I'll show you. Okay, so here's the rust right here, right? So this is just coming right off. It's garbage. And over here was where I had it originally. There was rust here. So I took it out and I patched it. And the last time I did it, there was like a nest made from mice or chipmunks or something inside the rocker panel. So I have no idea how they could have gotten in there because it was just as rotted as this. There wasn't like a physical hole. So I don't know how they made their way in there, but I'm gonna start this and move the camera back so I don't start shooting metal at it. All right, so far, I'm sure you can see it, but I cut a line here and a little bit down here and down here. So I'm just gonna try to pull it out with pliers because it's not strong metal. Look at this. So ridiculous. Okay, just watch your blade on here. It goes down, it gets small really, really fast. I guess this is a blade designed for metal. A grinder would probably be much easier, but this is what I have, so. I figured it's a small, I'm only cutting a little bit. I thought it would have been enough, but it's kind of wearing out pretty fast. Alright, well, it's fixed. I'm just going to finish cutting this crap out of here. I'm not going to leave the camera on. And then I've got some metal mesh that I bought that I'm going to put up in here. And then I'm going to start applying good old Bondo. Okay, so I've gotten rid of most of it. I might just cut out these little tiny bits of fraying shit. Or just pull them out with the pliers. But it's solid up to this point. There's no rust here. And I'm going to wind up obviously sanding all this crap off here so that I could stick the Bondo, and then I'm going to prime it, and I might have to run out and grab some, this is just bed liner, so I might have to run out and grab some more bed liner because I don't think I have any more. Alright, if you can hear that, I'm sorry about the noise. Somebody, I guess, is doing some landscaping across the street. Anyway, I sanded this down. A lot of the bare metal has been exposed. Unfortunately, I have painted this thing so thick that I'm just having a hard time getting to the bare metal with the 100 grit sandpaper. I'm just gonna go for it anyway, and I am going to just clean this up with some soap and water, just wipe it off, get the dust off and dirt, and then I'm gonna put the mesh in there and I'm gonna start using the Bondo. Super dirty in that hole. Look at all that dirt. Look at all that dirt. So I got a 3-pack of these. It shows that it's for drywall. So, but it is just a metal mesh. I'm just gonna use it. There's an adhesive backing on the back that's gonna help me stick it inside here. So that I could actually keep it onto the surface in here. Oh dude, look at this. I tried using the bigger one, and it was just too dirty inside here, inside of the rocker. I've wiped it out so many times, and it's just, I can't get it clean enough for this to stick. This has an adhesive backing, and it's very, very, very sticky, but all the dust in there is not helping. It was a 3-pack, and what the package doesn't tell you is that the other 2 in there are very small. So this is now useless to me. So I had to use 2 of the smaller ones, and I'm just gonna do what I did here with the other side, and I'm just gonna put it on the outside and then just Bondo around it and try to shape it so that it looks natural to the best of my ability. The stuff is very sticky, so I don't think this is going anywhere, and what I like about it is that it's very thin, so it's going to be easy to cover this and hide it. I mean, I'm gonna have to do a whole bunch of different layers here, I think, because I just want to kind of build it up in the middle here. So I'm going to mix that Bondo, and I'm going to use the package from the mesh to mix it on. So I'll show you how I do that too. If you're going to do anything like this, just read the directions, because obviously the manufacturer is going to know how to use it better than me or anybody else. I'll show you what I have done in the past and what works for me just fine. This stuff dries very fast, so you don't have a ton of time to work with it, and it's very messy. So it's cool how it's not even full, but whatever. So now that this is on here, what I'm gonna do is just, this is the hardener, it comes in the container. So you'll just put, I just put like a line across my giant dab of crap. I'll put a little more here, but you don't really need that much. It works, it's very fast acting, so I'm gonna have to stir it and use it pretty quickly. I'm gonna use a new stick to stir it because I don't want any extra Bondo on there until all this white is gone. And you really want to make sure that it's thoroughly evenly through the whole pile of gunk that you got here. Otherwise, you're going to have some spots that harden and some spots that don't. So make sure all of it is used. Okay, this stuff dries very fast, so just try to get it on there as quickly and as neatly as you possibly can. Okay, so that's patch number 1. I'm probably going to do 2 or 3. And every time you recoat, you're going to have to sand this down before you do it again. Just because it is a thin coat, I'm going to sand it very lightly, especially in here. This is where the hole is. And what you should do is leave the Bondo onto the knife, especially if it's very thin like this. And when you come back to do it again, this will be hard, and you could just bend the knife and it'll just crack off. Because obviously this is not prepped for any coating to stick to, so it should just come right off. The next time around I do this, which will be in like 25 minutes, I am going to open these doors and try to get in under here, under the door jamb, the best I can. Now, if you guys had watched the other video I just made, I had explained a little bit why these Jeeps tend to leak like water. The water will leak into the side, and I'll show you, I'll get it. But I'll show you how it rained last night for an hour, maybe. And I have the pan under there, as you saw on the other one, plastic pan catching all the water because it's leaking out of the dash. I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna show you how much water gets in there. So that's going to be a whole nother project in and of itself. I have to pull apart the entire dash and seal that up. But again, I'm just gonna wait for this to dry. And yes, I'm dressed like a dirtbag because I'm home and I don't give a shit. So I also just hit an outstanding 71 followers. So if you would like to go ahead and follow, I'll leave that link in the description. It's on all the videos that I make. So a couple of minutes ago, when I was putting that first coat on, I said, don't bother wiping this off because it should just crack right off once you start applying the metal. It didn't come off at all. I tried a bunch of different things, so I just had to go downstairs in the basement and use a belt sander to get it off. So don't do that. Okay, it's getting really hot out here, so I'm going to take a break and let that stuff dry for like an hour. I did put 3 different coats on there. I almost put up 2 fingers. I did put 3 different coats on there, so once that dries, I'm going to sand it down, and I think I put it on there nice enough to where I can easily manipulate it and shape it to the way I need to. I tried my best to sand it decently prior to coating it again each time, and I cleaned it off with some soap and water again each time before coating. So yeah, I'm gonna hang out for an hour, let that stuff really harden, then I'm gonna sand it, then I'm going to prime it, and I was gonna grab some paint today, but I'm going to work tomorrow, and I work right downtown, so I will be just getting that stuff tomorrow night, and I will be coating it tomorrow.